property manager here?
No.
Okay, is this your car?
Yeah, it's gonna be towed.
Okay, is this your car?
That's somebody I know. It's gonna be towed.
Okay. Can you come out? Can you come out and talk to me? I'll let you know you're being audio and video recorded, okay? Okay.
Yeah, what's up?
Because somebody who knows the owner of the truck says
it's gonna be towed.
Oh.
I have my.
Don't reach for anything.
I have my ID right here.
Oh, you said you didn't have ID. Over here.
Listen.
All right. Listen to what he says here.
I'm not freaking trying to get you stupid.
Okay, you're under arrest. You're under arrest.
The Russians are gonna come over to us very soon.
He said the Russians are gonna come very soon. He said it right there.
Very soon, the dollar is gonna collapse, and then
Then I believe he said the dollar is gonna collapse.
and then they have nations all over the world, all dictators, and they got militias also.
So right there, he said they have militias also.
Very soon, America will be burned, according to the Bible.
He said very soon. Oh, hold on. Let me see what he said again.
America will be burned.
Very soon, America will be burned.
According to the Bible.
According to the Bible.
Be burned.
And that's the date, I believe, right there.
The Russians are going to show the praise, you know? All with the advantage.
Can you talk to the RP?
Let no one escape from Babylonia.
He said, let no one escape from Babylonia or Babylon.
It's a Polish nation. It's a bitch. You know, the USA is a bitch.
No, you don't have to be here.
No, I'm here because I'm trying to tell. God told me to tell you. To tell these stupid people that the Russians and the Chinese, you don't even know how this world works. You know the Jews? The Russian Orthodox? Jews? South of Russia? I think his little brother to China to military. They didn't prepare for a while. They want to take on the West. The West is not run by America.
Right there.
Yeah.
All praises and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushai Bahasham Ha, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to our apostle elders which rule Great Millstone well. And Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure into the end. Shalom wa abba baba. As you heard that Jake, he was prophesying. As he was being arrested, he was prophesying. And this is why there's going to be a famine of the word. Because this word has reached the nobles of the elite race, of the race of the so-called white man, the red devil the Bible speaks of. And I'm going to attach 2 other videos to this with Dave Hodges, which he's expressing the same fear that the immigrant will come here and learn the truth and will be a trouble to the so-called white man when they find the truth. Also, Alex Jones, all right? Alex Jones is saying the same thing, that they're afraid that the truth is going to come out, and these immigrants that are coming over, that are used to war, they're going to come violently upon the so-called white man, which is all biblical prophecy. So this word is getting to the nobles of the wicked, the elite of the so-called white man's race, the red devil the Bible speaks of. And this is why Amos 8 and 11 is coming. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, the supreme power Yahweh, through his son Yahushai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. See, because this word has reached all 4 corners. This man, he came from either South America, Mexico, and he knew it down to, he knew what he was talking about. But you got Jake in America that don't want to hear it. So those are the 2/3 in America that are going to perish in that lake of fire.
Shares the island with Haiti, of course. About 1/3 of the island is Haiti, and the other 2/3 are Dominican Republic. And they are building a wall there, which they call their Trump wall. I was just down on that wall between Haiti and Dominican Republic, and the Dominican Republic has kicked out about 162,000 Haitians in the last year or so. Now, many of the Haitians they'll go down to Suriname in South America, and then they'll come through, eventually make it through Colombia and come through the Darien Gap. Huge amounts of Haitians are coming through. So Haitians are one of the larger groups. They do a huge amount of criminality, actually. Whether it's Colombia or Panama or Mexico, everybody's wary of the Haitians. Not Africans, but Haitians specifically.
And why does Colombia let them
saying, yo, we've got plenty of room, right? Bottom line is this human osmotic pressure which human osmotic pressure is driven by things like, well, it can be just a soft pressure economic-wise, like the draw and the push. Let's say if you're living in Mexico, you might want to work in the United States and live back in Mexico, actually, right? Many Mexicans still do that, and Americans do likewise, right? And then there's the hard pressures like pandemic, famine, and war, which is like a fire. You're going to run from the fire, right? And so, interestingly, pandemic and famine and war, the more of these things, if you're going to get into the higher levels of studying warfare, first of all, you must study information war, period. And you'll see so many things around you couldn't believe that are happening once the curtains are opened. You must study information war, period. And you'll see so many things around you couldn't believe that are happening once the curtains are opened. And then studying famine and pandemic are essential. Pandemic and famine and war are the triangle of death. They always go together. If you get a big war, you'll always get pandemic and famine.
And if you get famine, you get a war.
That's right. It's the triangle of death. I was saying this on an interview a couple of years ago, and one of my kind readers, she said, you say war, pandemic, famine, war, as if you made it up. And I said, I did. And she goes, no, it's in the Bible. I said, actually, you're right. I'm sorry about that. That's probably actually where I got it from. The four horsemen. The fourth one is...
So why are powerful infrastructure groups, why are powerful corporations pushing a climate of war and famine?
Something you talk about all the time, world domination. They clearly want to reduce the world population for starters, and this is an oft-stated goal to even as low as 500 million people, which would obviously, so if they're going to bring 600 million in here, it's just for a kulakization move, basically to kill us, right? And to take our property, which is very easy to do. You can just tell the Haitians and the others, hey, go take those white people's property. How many places in Africa?
And that's the left, just like South Africa is priming anti-white race war.
Absolutely. And that's the...
So South Africa was a beta test.
And some other African countries as well. And that's just the information war component is obviously part and parcel to everything. That's the stuff
in Rhodesia too.
In the clouds. That's the whole thing, right? And so that's what Stalin did with the kulakization. First he labeled everybody kulaks, or Jews or Poles had to wear the P for Polish, right? And so first of all, you label your enemy, you mark your enemy, and then you say, hey, they stole your stuff. Go take it from them, and it's yours. And that's how you...
Remember 2 years ago, Facebook...
Topic. What happens when the cartel comes to town? Oh yeah, folks, let me tell you something. They're embedding in our society right now, whether it's recreational marijuana, whether it's money laundering, and that money laundering going towards judges and politicians. It's all here, folks. We have it all. I've seen some of this firsthand, and law enforcement knows it. Law enforcement's getting corrupted by it. 3 Maricopa County deputies have been indicted for drug dealing with the Sinaloas, and I mean large-scale drug dealing, 2 Phoenix police officers. So that's in my home area. It's not going to go away. It's not going to go away. I don't know what the answer is, except we need to work like hell to get law and order back on the books. We, in the name of political correctness, gave up our culture. Everything is fine, and what you're doing, which is traditional American values, that's wrong. Oh, you're a racist, you're a bigot, you're a hater. you're a this-ophobe and that-ophobe, and yeah. The American value system turned upside down on its head. And it's the minority doing it. And the thing is I'm not talking about we shouldn't practice tolerance. We should. But to the detriment and the extermination of our own culture? No. And you know, the immigrants that are coming here, most of them are Catholic. They're not going to like this either.
All praises and glory to Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Ha Rakah Quadash. Double honors to our apostle elders which rule Great Millstone well. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure into the end. Shalom wa abba. So I'm about to let this Edomite tell you what time it is.
Well, I'm going to keep this really simple. We know from Mexico, we know from Colombia, we know from Venezuela, we know from a lot of countries. When the cartel comes to town, what happens? There's no law enforcement you can depend on. There's no politician that's alive and not on the take. That's what happens. But what happens to you? Well, things are going to happen. Most of it to your kids. If you got boys, they'll want to put guns in their hands and tell them this is what you're going to become. Or you'll be a drug mule and risk prison. The other thing that's going to happen is your daughters are going to be told, well, you know how that goes. I don't need to go into graphic detail. You already know. And this is what happens south of our border through Latin America. And it's here. It's here and it's growing. It's growing exponentially. And so I ask you, what else could possibly go wrong? Well, when the politicians are bought off by China, and in Arizona, and I'm sure across the country, when you're talking cartel, you're talking China. When you're talking China, you're talking cartel. And who's sending us the fentanyl? It's killing 100,000 Americans a year. Number one leading cause of death in my state. Number one for ages 45 and below across the nation. Who's sending that to us? Who's distributing it? And can you imagine as they get more of a foothold how bad it's going to get? And they make up Halloween candy that's fentanyl. It's designed to kill people. It's designed to kill. And this is what happens when they come to your town. They compromise everything. Your life will never be the same. And you'll fear for your children. And we're on the cusp of that, in my humble opinion, right now. That's it for the Common Sense Show. Please share this far.
First thing I'm gonna say is, you fucking Edomites, you're in a lot of goddamn trouble because you didn't just take any old nation and enslave them and put us under your feet, but you did it to sovereigns, the children of Israel. The Yasha Allah, Yah meaning he, Shah meaning prince, which is royal, sovereigns, Allah meaning power or God. We are the princes of God, and you enslaved us for a period of more than 400 years. So what in the fuck do you think you're gonna get in return? You're gonna get cold fucked up. We're gonna kick your ass. We're gonna break you up. We're gonna fuck you up. We're gonna work you in the fields. We're gonna work your ass every day. And you ain't gonna get no fucking bread. You ain't gonna have no shifts, man. If we decide to make your motherfucking ass work 2-3 days straight, you gonna do it, bitch. You gonna do it. You motherfuckers. You got that time is on our side, not your side, man. You can do whatever you want, but you better do it fucking quick. Because your time is up, man.